Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition, aka the guy who didn't make the cut when it came to getting a proper job, and this video we're breaking down a very interesting update in regards to the Suicide Squad Ayer cut. Now if you've been living under a rock or in a parallel universe where Warner Brothers actually released the films that they paid directors to make in the first place, then chances are you haven't seen the big announcement that the studio made this week. As of 2021, the long-awaited, much anticipated Justice League Snyder Cut will be making its way to HBO Max. The movie is getting a rumoured $30 million spent on finishing the CGI and having the actors record additional dialogue. It's amazing news, but it also left fans wondering if we would get a release of the other film that DC butchered, that is Suicide Squad. Throughout this video, we're going to be breaking down a major tease by AT&T that makes it seem like one day we will be getting it. We'll also be discussing some of the details that are confirmed to be in the film, as well as its ending. Because of that, there will be heavy spoilers here, so if you don't want anything ruined, then I highly recommend that you turn off now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for videos like this every day, and please drop a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. With that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into our breakdown of the Ayer cut news. Okay, so on Wednesday, Zack Snyder did a live stream for Man of Steel, which culminated in the announcement of the Snyder Cut. This sent the internet into a frenzy, and YouTubers like me realized that they needed something else to milk. Luckily, fans quickly started asking what was happening with the Ayer cut. This was further fueled by David Ayer, who tweeted out a picture of the Joker, everyone's favourite version of the Joker, hinting at a potential release of his intended version of Suicide Squad. In case you don't know, the original film was actually far different to the one we got. Ayer shot it to be more in line with Batman v Superman and Man of Steel. However, after negative reactions swamped the former of those two films, Warner Brothers decided to change direction with their properties. This led to several major changes in the film, and in of course Justice League, which was in production at the same time. Ayer didn't even get final say over the edit of the film, and this was passed over to a company that specialised in making movie trailers. It was all a bit weird, and the film was still received negatively, making a lot of fans wonder whether it was even worth it. So to cut a long story short, now that Warner Brothers have righted the wrongs of releasing the Snyder Cut, it looks like they may give the same treatment to David Ayer. Now this was further teased by AT&T, who currently owns Warner Brothers. When a fan asked the company whether we would be getting a release of the Ayer cut, they replied with a tweet that said, "One thing at a time." David Ayer then quoted this and said, "Standing by," to which they replied with a Harley meme in which she smiles. So a bit of tease in there, you know, just a bit. Don't start tweeting hashtag release the Ayer cut just yet, but wait, there's more. Twitter account Fanboy Clay then tweeted, "This, always this," and then AT&T replied with a gif of everyone's favourite Suicide Squad villain Enchantress saying anything is possible, all it takes is a little magic. Shut the front door. So yeah, whilst this isn't a direct confirmation, for the corporation to be tweeting this, it does seem like the ball is rolling and that they are finally giving the fans what they want. We've pretty much all woken up in a parallel universe known as the Snyderverse, a universe where there's no need to CGI out a mustache, and Will Smith is one of the greatest comic book characters of all time. Now whilst this is no confirmation, website The Culture Nerd posted an article this morning that stated that they'd found out from insiders that VFX studio Zoic Studios have been commissioned to finish the CGI on both the Snyder Cut and Ayer Cut. That's a lovely coffee machine, by the way. I must remember to buy that, and a Kindle and a new PlayStation. So whilst this isn't complete confirmation either, and all reports like this should be taken with a pinch of salt, it does seem like the wheels are indeed in motion. Zoic have apparently been brought on board to make adjustments to Superman's black suit, change Steppenwolf back to how he was, and also revert the parademons to their original appearance. Multiple studios are working on the project, but these are the only ones that have been tied to the Ayer cut. Fan reception has been so positive for the Snyder Cut that it seems like the Ayer cut would be another home run for HBO Max. They've managed to drum up so much publicity for the platform in the last couple of days that it just makes sense to do it. If the Snyder Cut is successful, who knows, this could massively change the shape of the DCEU, and the studio may even go back to the direction that things were originally heading, as the fan support is definitely there. But what differences are actually in the Ayer cut, and what can you expect? Well, if you've been following Ayer, then you'll see that he's teased a ton of changes on Twitter. Unlike the Snyder Cut, the Ayer cut was actually finished, and the studio just decided to release the one cut by the guys who made the original Sonic trailer. I'm just kidding, I don't know if that's true, but release the original Sonic cut, you cowards! As for the film itself, originally the entire ending was different. Now shout out Superhits of Steppenwolf's reach. According to Superhero Nexus, Steppenwolf would be seeing if he could beat those who he viewed as Earth's best team, and this pushed for the Justice League to be formed. He was also meant to take over the power plant, which we saw appear in Justice League, so yeah, tons and tons of things that really built the DC universe as a whole. It definitely sounds a lot more interesting to me, and after the Snyder Cut release, it feels like anything is possible. Ayer has slowly been building a lot of hype surrounding his movie, and fans are clamoring for more of the director's original vision to finally be brought to the screen. As mentioned earlier, if the Snyder Cut is successful, then I can definitely see HBO making an announcement to say that the movie will be coming to their new streaming platform, as it just makes sense to portray the way that the DCEU should have been if they're going with a Snyder Cut. At the moment, it just feels like an amazing time to be a DC fan. There's just so many good things happening at the moment, and you really get the feeling that they might actually give Marvel a run for their money at this point. As someone who loves both companies, I really can't wait to see what happens, and yeah, 2021 is shaping up to be an amazing year for films. It can't be worse than this one at least. So, excited, good times, the best of times, it really puts a smile on my face. And I'm trying not to overload the channel with Snyder Cut stuff at the moment, but when the news is this good, it's hard not to. Now obviously I'd love to hear your thoughts on this announcement and if you're hyped for it or not. Comment below and let us know, and if you enjoyed this video then please drop a thumbs up, and make sure you check out our full breakdown of the Snyder Cut, which is going to be linked at the end. We go through everything we know is in the movie from start to finish, so it's definitely worth checking out if you want to know more. If you want to support the channel from as little as 99 cents a month, then please click the join button below. We massively appreciate it, and as a thank you, you get access to content early. If you want to come chat to us after the show, either follow us at Heavy Spoilers or click the Discord link in the description below. Every month we give away free movies to people who are subscribed to the channel, and this month you can win the Marvel Phase 3 Part 2 box set, and all you have to do is comment on a video and make sure you sub with notifications on. The more videos you comment on, the more you have a chance of winning, so make sure you get involved. The winner's going to be chosen at random on the 15th of June, and the set will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. This is a channel for people who are super into superheroes, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.